So I decided to focus on the writing process for my graphic organizer. Um, I chose the 5 different aspects of the writing process, and so we'll focus in on each of those. The pre writing portion, the article talked about how a lack of pre writing often leads to a lack of details, and that the students actually notice that in their own writing. The drafting is so important because it helps the students to discover the uniqueness of written language and the importance of RAFs, which is role, audience, format, and topic. It helps them to really just get out what they want to say without worrying about it being right. Then there's revising, which one teacher in the article actually gave the students in her 3rd grade class a rubric to base their writing off of, which I thought was really interesting that they were so young. But this student that was talking about it found it so helpful and wished that all of his teachers gave him rubrics so he knew what to expect. Then there's editing. So the suggestion in this article was to set it aside for a few days and then come back to locate the errors. So not just to do the editing right off the bat, fresh after writing, but to wait a few days and let it sit so that it's easier to notice what's wrong. Finally, there was publishing, and I thought that the most important thing about this was that it gives students confidence. They started to call themselves authors, and they noted that they had already published hundreds of books, even though they were only in elementary school. So they really feel like writers when their piece is actually published and it's shared with other people. So that's the writing process. That's my graphic organizer.